look at this. Spicy Ghost Vault. This is one of my own Ghost Vaults, inspired by a suggestion from Hellmonk. Steaming Triple Sword. Potion of Might. Cursed -1 Whip. That represents the Okawaru gift. That's why it's on the altar. You know, the typical Oka gift. Looks like there's one other item at least. And this is the Gamophone Ghost Fury of Okawaru. For players, depicting a scene where a player did not respect Okawaru's wrath. And they received his divine judgment. And also, yes, a cursed -1 gift. Whip. Okay. Artifact robe, some gold, great mace. Steaming Triple Sword's pretty cool. We're probably not going to open this because I certainly wouldn't mind a bunch of enslavement charges. And a Might Pot would be okay, but this is a lot of nasty stuff to fight for that much loot. Some good damage they did there. Enchant weapon. Come back later if I really want it. Oh, don't worry. I'm on a 12 streak. I'm not going to commit to anything that I don't feel is safe. "12 wins, soon to be 13 in a row. Asterion. This is my unique, the one unique that I made. If you get Asterion in your own games and you hurt him, you're hurting me. So think twice. Of course, I'm allowed to hurt Asterion because I'm his dad. I'm his father. So, Centaur on D2. Sounds like bad luck flank tonight. He sees Invis, none of the easiest tricks, and he also summons demons. So he's a unique you want to kind of take out very quickly. If I try BVC antics on him, it is possible that he'll just summon like an executioner and make my life worse. One thing I can do is exclude him. Wouldn't mind having those Ice Blast charges, but fighting Asterion is not necessarily worth it. He's not that dangerous, but at the same time, well, that probably woke him up. Of course, I would get a Vault Sentinel. This is enough walls that maybe it didn't, but well, so much for that plan. Probably the pain is sufficient. Yeah, that's the problem with going crazy with swaps is if you swap to anti-magic, you lose a lot of MP. Kind of want to be in a situation where you're clearly going to want to use it. That's why it's probably better. It's one thing if it's just your best weapon and there's no decision, but this, since I have like this cornucopia, is that the word I'm looking for? Abundance of Lajatongs, I can actually decide which one. Which is kind of annoying, because... Bolts, that's not what I want. Username GR5, thank you for the follow. Nice stab. There's our boy. Alright. And he just hasted himself. We don't got that. Evo. 12, it could do some work. What do I have? I don't have a whole lot, yeah. Guess we can just sit here and blast him some. He's gonna waste his turns a lot trying to get over here. There's the demon. And there he's dead. Oh, there it is. Gamma Funk, victor of 1,000 battles. I think Invo just finally took over. Or maybe I just switched. Is Invo better than... Invo has surpassed spellcasting. I now have the Okawaru Invocations title. Hey, what's up, Lustful? How are you doing tonight? Oh, he has a shield. A glowing shield. And a potion of lignification. If I decided I was tired of the two-handed lifestyle, I now have a nice shield to switch to if I wanted to do that. Kind of an attractive thing with Gnolls because it can be a little bit tougher to get their defensive stats as high as you might like, although Hero does help you there. What do we have on right now? Faith? I haven't really been putting Faith to quite the test that I usually do with some of these gods. I mean, I'm getting more gifts, and that's a thing. Don't worry, I've played Oka before, Albero. I'm good. I splat basically all of them before Lair. Yeah, I mean, ogres are sort of they're good to use with spells. Sounds like you're sort of struggling with the way their defenses work. And that is sort of a challenge. Like, it might be deceptive, the fact that you want to get a bunch of dodging going. Because you're probably not going to find scales. Yeah, fighting is outstanding. This is true. And you can go mostly all in on fighting. I do like to... Oh, because religious wars and stuff. Yeah, no worry. I mean, when I was talking about Faith, nothing about Oka, and I wasn't dissing Oka in any way. I was simply saying that many gods I like to have Faith because I'm going to use their invocations a lot, and I use them more than most other players because, you know, I'm kind of playing a little bit more carefully. I have been using a ton of Hero, to be fair, like nearly every significant fight. I just haven't been using Finesse quite so much. I am getting gifts, but the gifts are... They're sometimes relevant. They're not not to the point... If I were just getting gifts, if the only thing that made me wear Faith was gifts, I would wear a different amulet, probably. But I'm not exactly using Finesse as much as I should, probably, is what I'm trying to say. It's nothing actually against Oka, it's actually more a statement about how little, I mean, it's not surprising. Oh! You know what that sound means. It means, 1, Ghost Vault. I know which Ghost Vault that is, too. 2, Whiz Lab, right there. 3, hopefully 2 shops right there. I guess it means all those 3 things. There is an upstairs right over here, so we are going to try some different stairs. Let's rush over here. This can work. Looks like there's the crypt entry right there. We're going to have to just kind of see how this goes. No, it's not actually what I want. I'm going to go invis. I want this to be as... do these guys see invis? They don't. Okay. Well, that would be the case, wouldn't it? This does cost MP. What a... Oh, I guess I just... I think this is kind of a big hassle. It's going to potentially slow me down. I have to be careful here. This, if you rush for these, it can be... Alright. Alright, we gotta be... Whoa! Looks like that's a big old box of gold, I'm gonna guess. Gotta see what we get. Alright, there's our upstairs that we wanted to go for, but couldn't quite. Okay. Do I have an anti-magic on B? On C. I guess I just hit the wrong thing. Wow, we're doing this like tug of war with Oh, is it based on piety? Is that what I'm seeing? I'm just a dev. I don't know how this game works. Look, okay. I just wrote some code one weekend. I just opened an editor and edited some files, and then I researched how to compile, and then suddenly it's this video game. Yeah, TM is good. I actually have a video, Lustful, if you want to watch it. My last ascension was OGTM. It's uploading now on YouTube in parts. If you want to see the layer, all through layers should be finished if you want to watch that. And that was a 1-in-1. For TM, OGTM, I used a lot of ice form, certainly spider form. It was pretty typical. I mean, if you're using TM, the forms basically solve your defense issues when you play, in the reasonably well. I think I had early Ozo's armor. That might have not been that early, actually. I'm not sure when I got that. But yeah, if you want to see like what tactics I used for that time, check out that video. Early game, layer, those are all up there. But yeah, TM's a good choice. Any mage, honestly, is going to go very smoothly. Any book start. If you know how to play book starts well, you don't even have a defense issue, too much. You can rely on your spells and your excellent HP. And as far as like the more warrior starts, obviously then you have the issue of your junket book starts. Yeah, that's probably part of what you're running into then. Book starts are more knowledge intensive. They're not as hard as people think. The warrior mage book starts tend to be the weaker classes in the game. Mostly early on. Later on they become perfectly strong, but early on they struggle the most. Enchanter is a funny one. Like, it's got these really broken hex spells, but on D1 it's pretty scary because you've got at XL1 you're stuck with Corona, and it's like, oh, that's nice. Scald is your top 3 vein. I would not put it in the top 3 for me. It's a weaker background. Infusion is like okay, but not incredible. And then you've got Shroud of Galubria. Song of Slaying is not a good spell. It's certainly not a good early game spell. You might feel that spell is good later on. I would disagree, but some do like it. But early on, it is not going to help you survive. But Infusion is like usable, and then Shroud is usable. And then you start to get Once you get to Spectral Weapon, everything is all good because that's such a strong spell. You like Crusader? Is that good? No, Crusader's removed from the game. I don't think I've ever actually got to play Crusader. I believe they were removed before I even played Crawl. I only started really playing in like 0.9 a little bit, and 0.10 I really picked up. But I kept playing every version from 0.10. Yeah, Spectral Weapon is really strong. I actually have that spell. I have not been using it at all, which is a mistake. I have so many... I don't know why I have Searing Ray. I haven't been using Animate Dead when I could use it. So many spells. Sludge Elf, I know about Sludge Elf, certainly. I was playing Crawl when it still existed, but it was removed in 0.10, 0.11. I forget which. And I never even got to play it. It's sort of like worse Merfolk. In terms of like transmutation-y type starts. Obviously it doesn't have the polearms aptitude, but it's sort of like more... It was supposed to be this unarmed combat, maybe transmutations species. Yeah, I figured you were kidding, but I was sort of answering the... Many of the people here don't know what those backgrounds or species are because they probably started in much more recent versions. I talk about stuff that's only as old as like 0.10 or 0.12 and they're like, what's that? Even 0.15 is so old at this point that a lot of people who are new to Crawl are like, item destruction? Rip Mountain Dwarves, and Lam Lobot backs you up on that one. Alright, so we're going to go into the Swizz Lab. I should be strong enough to do any one. I can still make the decision not to. I'm going to drop some things. I still have one Tomahawk of Dispersal from my starting... Yep, Victory Dancing. That definitely predates me as well. Ambrosia, Berserk. What am I going to drop? I have 49. You pick up a bunch of stuff in here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't need our core ring. See Invis. Depends on which one you get. I don't know that there are any that actually have a lot of Invis monsters, to be honest. Mutation. I think I can drop that. Go ahead and drop, well, theoretically the rest of this stuff could be useful. 5 slots. This should be enough. I'm gonna rest up. Starbase, where's Substyly? This is for you, Substyly. Going into the Whiz Lab. I can't think of more appropriate music than this. Oh my god. And I went into the Starbase. We're playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Starbase, and I went to the Starbase. Now, if that is not 100% immersion, then I don't know what immersion is. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. Gamma Funk, #1 most immersive DCS stream on Twitch right now. I mean, you couldn't have timed that better. It only happened because I'm a tab. This is a nasty Whiz Lab at XL19 no less. So I won't be able to like... I'm definitely strong enough to do it. I'll just have to take care. Shiny Chaos is very immersed, and I don't blame him one bit for being immersed. These things actually hit you kind of hard with the... They're very slow, but their bolt of inaccuracy is very, very... Well, it's inaccurate, but it does a lot of damage. Golden eyes. Okay. Right. Probably gonna need... What is our MR? So there's not too many golden eyes in this map, but there can be some, and I don't quite have enough extra. So I don't really want there to be I don't really want to fight more than one of these at a time. I don't have enough MR to really resist these, so I have to be quite cautious. Wow, one shot. Okay. Stealth coming in handy. This guy probably lost me. There's one. Just want to get... These things don't have a lot of HP, but you don't want to be in a situation where you have to... Okay. Wow, that was a big pack. We're not done. Jeez. Where's my dev RNG? I'm not going to read a magic map. This is a relatively fixed layout. The only thing that's randomized is the paths available. So you notice that there's two paths. I can actually go either way. And that just... Basically, it's like the order of exploration. Sometimes it will be one path making a full like loop around. One of these paths will lead to a dead end, and the other... Pain is probably going to be the more useful one here, because a lot of this stuff is going to have C and Viz. But there are stone giants. Do I even have R mute? Don't worry, I don't need R mute. I'm not worried about that. There is only one guaranteed mutator on this map. It is a Cacodemon. These are the more dangerous areas. This little bit right here. That's where you want to be careful. Because there's lots of stuff here. A lot of these walls, this color shifting wall that you see is crystal. So obviously bolts will fire and ice bolts will bounce. If you have LRD, you'll get big explosions. It's not usually relevant. Okay, yeah, there's the very ugly things. Now, these guys don't see invis. So, see invis is very good here. Or, invis is very good here. Can move forward and maybe do a little bit of BVC spam. Hero. Just have to be careful about moving too far forward. Because I can awaken something very nasty. And I can miscast my spell. Don't have a lot of Ice Blast. Kind of burning through my MP, just spamming this. Not incredibly effective as you're seeing zombie hands. Go. Apparently I wanted to save a ration that badly. Large shield. That's a little bit off limits. Do the devs feel... I think the only thing that might really... you could argue about how the spell has design issues, and there's a reasonable argument to be had there. I can't say that it's, you know, it's possible to rework the way that the spell does its damage. You know, constriction is very complicated and it applies a bunch of stuff, and you can argue, just not talking from a strength level perspective, but like from a player consideration perspective, that AoE constrict is a little bit much. But as far as strength level goes, no, it's not too bad. Only at the top end of spell power might we need an adjustment, and that's something I want to take a look at. But it's relatively difficult to get good the highest levels of spell power. I'm using this without an enhancer, so I don't even have, you know, halfway as far as pips go. Well, I am halfway as far as pips go, but you can see that it's not exactly overpowering or anything. It's definitely getting me some nice damage, but it's nothing insane. It's Nope. Welcome, Nope. Hope you're having a good day so far. Nope, I know you recognize where we are right now. Oh man. I safely took on a pack of very ugly things with Invis and that spell. But I wouldn't call what I did there overpowered. I had to cast that spell like 5-6 times. Imagine if I just had Fireball at good spell power, for instance, and what the state of that pack would have been like if I had cast it. Or imagine if I had LRD and hit those things with it. I think it would have been a lot more effective. The zone is off limits in a fantasy roguelike. Okay, so each of these little sections kind of has like a mini boss. That was the War Gargoyle mini boss. This one did not have the transporter that takes you to the Moon Troll. You know, I dropped that Arcor ring because I was like, you know, what are the odds of me needing Arcor? And then we got Moonbase. I still have a resist pod, but it's sort of unfortunate. There is a Nekozek. Do I have any summons? No. Hey. Do I actually have any summon spells? Of course. I guess Spellforge would actually... I can't cast it though. All the things, I don't have any ally spells, so I just have to kind of... Well, he didn't get it. He didn't get mutation off. But yeah, Nekos can spawn here. Oh, there is... That is where the Cacodemon lives. I'm going to, rather than, I'm going to open this first. There's the other mini-boss. Just a War Gargoyle. There is the transporter. Not going to take that quite yet. No reason to take it now. Shadow creatures was actually quite good in this level. You get like random spawns from the level, and it's pretty good stuff. Okay, Starcurse Mask. There's a Cacodemon in there, and a Starcurse Mask. Those see invis, I'm sure. Yeah, there's 3 potions of mutation. So for those of you worried about getting mutated, this one has some mutation potions to deal with that. Could dig in myself, but if I can get the Cacodemon out, I actually prefer it. Well,